What's going on, guys? Elisha here. Welcome back to Goal. Guys, we're 1 week away from some actual football action starting. Do you understand what that means? 1 week away. The Premier League is next Sunday. The Premier League starts again in 1 week. Finally. But in the meantime, this week, we got some transfer news, a little bit of preseason going on, some little side talks and rumors and whatnot. Let's talk about all of that because next week, guys, next time we meet for this show, football will be back again. Whew. Listen, I don't know if it's the summer heat or it's just the pressure. I'm hot right now. Let's talk about it, man. So if you guys remember last week, I said that there were rumors that Bonucci wants to leave AC Milan and go back to Juventus, and that deal for him to go back would have to include Higuain coming to AC Milan. It's a weird swap to have a defender go to a team for a forward, but I guess that's how they wanted it. And Higuain seems super happy about the decision. He looks thrilled, but he could be a great addition to the team. As much as people criticize Higuain for being lazy and, putting on weight, he's not that bad, okay? He's actually decent. He has instinctive goal-scoring ability, so we can only wish him the best. Shout out Higuain. Do your thing, bro. Nah, but for real, though, listen, he deserves the trolling. He does. Come on. That's not what we're doing today, though. And Bonucci, of course, went to Juventus, and that means he's back with Chiellini and Barzagli, and that strong Juventus defense that we've had for a couple years now is back together. Plus Ronaldo and Dybala, Douglas Costa. Oh, Juventus is looking dangerous. They're dangerous. Champions League is going to be a problem for everyone with that Juventus team. Come on. Come on now. They're ready for this. I'm seeing them do damage. I say Juventus make it at least to the semis this Champions League season. At least. And the next complete transfer of the week, Vidal. Arturo Vidal goes to Barcelona. And coincidentally, Alex Vidal goes back to Sevilla. I guess there's just enough space for one Vidal in Barcelona. This guy has been on some crazy teams. I mean, Juventus, Bayern, and now Barca. Like, he's had an unbelievable career, and I can't wait to see what he can bring to that midfield. Barca's been doing their work this summer for that midfield. I mean, they have Arthur, Malcolm, last year they got Coutinho, with Busquets and Rakitic, and now Vidal. That midfield is strong. On the pitch and on the bench, we got some strong options. And Barca always needs a strong midfield. That's crucial. That's crucial for the way Barca plays. So the fact that they're reinforcing it and they're really working hard on getting these deals, getting those transfers for that midfield to be solid for years to come and not just for right now. Good business. And it seems like Dembele might be staying with Barca, which is also good. He's been here for 1 year. He's still so young. People are putting high expectations on him because he's French and Mbappe is doing so well at the same age or even younger. So there's a lot of pressure on him, but I feel like he's adjusting really well to the style of play. And coming from Dortmund and going into Barcelona is not an easy change. I feel like he's adapting really well. He was injured for a while. He has a lot to learn from Messi, a lot to learn from Suarez. He's gonna do well this season. I know it. But in some other transfer news, it seems like Courtois really wants to leave Chelsea. I haven't heard much of the Hazard talk and the Willian talks, but it seems like Courtois is actively trying to go to Real Madrid. And it doesn't seem like it's much of a problem with the money or anything. It's just kind of the details being sorted out. So within this week, we should expect Courtois. I don't think Courtois is going to start the Premier League season. I expect Courtois to leave Chelsea this week and go to Madrid. But then where does that put Keylor Navas? I mean, he's been the #1 goalkeeper for Real Madrid for so many years, ever since the last World Cup, and he's come and Casillas has left. He's been the top guy. Where does that put him? That's going to be some heavy competition for the #1 goalkeeping spot because they're both so good. But Courtois is younger, Courtois is taller, and Courtois was in the World Cup, and he had a great World Cup. I mean, he won the Golden Glove for the whole tournament. So it seems like he has the upper hand, and Keylor Navas might be time for him to leave Real, because a goalkeeper that good doesn't want to be on the bench. It doesn't want to be just playing maybe just Champions League or something like that. He wants a starting spot. And speaking of Real, it seems like Modric is trying to leave also. There's talks that Inter Milan really wants to purchase him, but Real, you know, this is Modric. This is arguably the best midfielder in the entire world. So Real, of course, doesn't want to sell him, and they're talking like 750 million or something like that. But if Modric wants to leave and another team wants to buy him, if he wants to go to the Serie A, hey, there's not much Real can do about it. The transfer window closes on August 9th, which is this week. So if these guys want to switch teams, if they want to, listen, the business got to get going. It has to happen this week, or else that's it. Or else they're going to be waiting until January to make a move. And to be honest, it's so much better to just make a summer move. You start out the season fresh with a whole new team. Just get it over with. And that's pretty much it for all the transfer news. Not much. You know, we're coming to an end. So like I said, there's going to be a lot of last minute transfers, last minute business being done. A lot of teams aren't really doing too much. United just got Fred this summer. Tottenham, not much. Atletico got Neymar not too long ago. Some teams are doing business. Bayern, Dortmund, these teams, I'm not hearing much transfers. I'm guessing they're trusting their process, trusting that the players they already have and the coaches, that's enough for them to have a successful season. But let's see. Arsenal got a new coach, new players coming in. Should be an interesting season. A lot of these teams seem like they trust already what they have, and their front offices are not trying to spend too much money on players. So, hey, let's see. If you don't feel like you need reinforcement, you better put up. Better do well this season, because it's going to suck that you wasted a whole transfer window, chance to look at guys that played in the summer in the World Cup to buy some players. But then again, it's not that easy to just buy players. A lot of times a team might want a player, the player doesn't want to leave, or the team doesn't want to sell their player, or maybe he doesn't feel like whatever. There's a lot of things that go into it. You can't just say, oh, I want that player, let me go buy him. So we have to take that into consideration too. I guess this is kind of a transfer news. Seedorf is now the head coach of Cameroon. Now, Seedorf is from Suriname, and he went to the Netherlands and played for their international team his whole life. But now he's coaching an African team. This guy is just all over the world. You know, coaching a national team is different than coaching a club. You're not with these guys all the time. So a lot of the time is just researching and just really watching each player that you want to be on your national team and seeing how you're going to be able to match their tactics, their side of play in the clubs, and kind of merge them together. In other news, the superstar, most expensive player of all time, Neymar Jr. is back with PSG.
Beleza, mano?
Listen, I've said this off camera, but I think that PSG is going to make it to the Champions League final this year. Of course, they're probably going to win the Ligue 1. But I highly expect them to make it to the final. They have a really strong team. Mbappe is only getting better. They have one of the greatest goalkeepers on the planet, if not of all time, on their team. That experience itself, he's looking for that Champions League trophy. That's the only one that Buffon really doesn't have. The only major trophy that he still hasn't gotten. He's gotten to the finals of the Champions League and lost. But this new opportunity, new environment to try and win that trophy. And I thought this was interesting. Not too long ago, Lukaku signed for Roc Nation Sports. And as you may know, Jay-Z is the founder of Roc Nation. So it's mostly a hip-hop based company, but they also have kind of a sports agency, and they sign different players. And it's cool to see these players playing in Europe. And you know, football culture isn't the same in America, so merging that and hip-hop is so many different subcultures just coming together. And when you see something being associated with like the best of hip-hop, it's dope. It can only be good for football, and hopefully that can transfer so much more into the European style. And I don't know how that's gonna, like, I can see hip-hop becoming big, like American hip-hop, having an effect in football in Europe and in America too. It's like I can see it happening, and it's gonna be dope. And we've also seen Pusha T doing things with Adidas, and Waka Flocka was at the MLS Juventus game during the week. By the way, it would be dope. And Lukaku, speaking of which, has mentioned this before, having like a Premier League All-Star game, like the North against South or East-West, something like this, but having like the best of each part of a league play, like these players playing on one team against each other, just like the All-Star game in the NBA and just like the All-Star game in the NBA and in the NFL, and it would be dope. And they should do it in different leagues. La Liga would have like whatever parts of the country, they would just separate them and have two teams, and the best players from each league and two sides would just clash against each other, and it wouldn't be like super competitive, just the best of the best playing and having fun and doing tricks and whatever. And they would have kind of side competitions too, like the strongest shot or something like that, you know what I mean, or which goalkeeper could throw the farthest, and they would have like, it would be like a whole big show. So Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga, MLS, whenever y'all having an all-star game, call your boy. But yes, aside from all the transfer news, not much going on in the football world. All the preseason games have been happening. They're not on TV. I can't watch them. I hate talking about games that I haven't seen, and I hate watching highlights. I want to watch the game. So I'm so excited that the Premier League is starting again this weekend, Sunday. So next week, I'm going to be right back here talking about the first games of the Premier League, and then La Liga and all these other leagues are following in the coming weeks of August. Super excited for that. If you're excited, leave a thumbs up. Let me know what you think about the upcoming games in the Premier League down in the comments below. All that good stuff. Who do you think is going to win the Premier League? I'm officially going to make my statement on who I think is going to win this season. I'm going with Liverpool. They've got Salah, Firmino, they added Fabinho, Keita, they added Alisson, Van Dijk, and listen, that team is looking solid, man. That team is looking solid. I think Manchester City is going to give them a good run for their money. Top three teams in the Premier League this season are going to be Tottenham, City, and Liverpool, and I think Liverpool's finally going to get it. I really think so. But I also want to know, who do you guys think is going to win the Premier League? Claim it right now. Don't switch up in the middle of the season. I'm calling it Liverpool. Let me know what your choice is down in the comments below. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like. But if you didn't, drop a dislike. But make sure you let me know why in the comments below. Make sure you check out the music and the social media for this channel down in the description below. And I'll see you guys next time on Goal. Peace.